Yes, I'm vertical, I know, but my phone's all set up and it fell off my dashboard, so I don't want to mess with it while I'm driving. So I'm vertical, so deal with it. But I'm driving through Manson Crater. And Manson Crater is one of the largest craters in North America. And you might wonder why you've never heard of Manson Crater or seen Manson Crater. That's because it's completely invisible. So this is the story I was told, and it might not agree with some of the web pages I read, but it agrees with some of them. But I was told there was like a surveyor, and the farmers had to come to this county surveyor to get permits to build their wells. And certain farmers were having trouble drilling for their well. And Iowa's on a giant aquifer. You should be able to drop a pipe anywhere and get water. But certain farmers couldn't do it. And the surveyor was mapping where these farmers were. And he realized that it formed a big circle. You know, all the farmers that couldn't get water were in this big circle. So, you know, they studied it, they called in the geologists, and they found that it was a crater. It was a crater wall. Something had impacted, you know, pushed the earth out, and so there was broken rock, you know, crushed, pulverized crater rock. And, excuse me. And that's why these farmers couldn't hit water in these spots, because it was the rim of a crater that had been buried with sediment. And that makes sense when I tell you the next part. So it was right around this time that they were throwing around a theory that there was a giant impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. But they couldn't find a smoking gun. They couldn't find a crater that would date at the right time and stuff. So everyone's jumped on this crater and was like, this is the crater that wiped out the dinosaurs. And they got really excited about it. And they did their geological work to it, and they realized this crater is like 80 million years old. Now, we all know the dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago, and they're like, okay, this is like 20 million years too early. And, but they're like, this is such a big crater. If something impacted this big, why didn't it create an extinction level event? You know, the crater, you know, when they did find the crater down in Yucatan, you know, they realized these craters are the same size. So why didn't this crater create an extinction level event, whereas that one did? As it turns out, you know, 80 to 100 million years ago, Iowa was underwater. This was all a big sea, and there's actually places in Iowa you can go and get fossils. Any place where there's a quarry, you can go to the quarry wall, you can find shells, you can find all kinds of stuff, but it's basically, you know, the bed of a giant ocean. But it was shallow. And so what they'd figured out was whatever impacted into this ocean. So instead of like a nuclear winter like you'd expect with a ground impact, this was an impact in water, and it was shallow enough that, yeah, it still hit the bottom and created this big crater, but that was like a giant cushion. You know, it was like this meteor or asteroid or whatever it was landed on a giant pillow, basically. So yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of steam and water and rain, but it wasn't enough to create the nuclear winter or, you know, the results that the other one did that would cause an extinction level event. So I just thought that was an interesting tidbit. That's here in the middle of Iowa. If you look at a geological map of Iowa that shows the bedrock, it stands out like a sore thumb. It's just a perfectly big round circle. You know, it's like a head-on collision. But yeah, if you ever go to the crater, is it Arizona or New Mexico, or you know, you see other craters on the planet, this is one of the largest ones in North America. And because, and I told you, you know, it was buried in sediment, which makes sense because, you know, if it impacted at the bottom of a sea, that's the perfect way to bury it. All that stuff will slosh back in. But anyway, Manson Crater here in Iowa, I just thought that was interesting. I'm driving through a giant crater right now, and didn't kill the dinosaurs, wasn't big enough, wasn't powerful enough, but it probably created a big steam bath for the dinosaurs. So this was the crater that like cleaned them all up and cleaned their feathers off and stuff. So Manson Crater, I just thought that was an interesting tidbit. And yes, I'm vertical.